Good morning, everybody. As you all know, it's always safe and it is advised to use a mask whenever and wherever you are. But for this time being, to interact with you, my students, I think it's better that I remove my mask. Right? Okay, students, I'm really happy to interact with you that too in this new format that's on a online platform. And for this, of course, I'm thankful to Corona to switching over to this new medium. I hope all of you are safe in this critical environment, as all of you know what are the mainly used terms of these days. Of course, it is like Corona, COVID, Wuhan, sanitizer, etc. And of course, in your career, you will get a chance to call your students by this name because most of the childs are now called by these names, newborn babies, right? Okay, so let me ask you a question. How many of you know what is COVID? That is COVID-19. COVID stands for COVID. CO is for corona, VI for virus, D for disease, and 19 is for December 31st, 2019, when the first case was reported in China. And this makes COVID-19. Okay. Anyway, today we are not dealing with COVID-19 or corona, but we are dealing with something else, that is the impression techniques in fixed partial dentures. Okay, now let's start with the impressions in fixed partial dentures. What we have to do to make a good restorations? How we go about a FPD? As usual, we'll start with the tooth preparation, take the impression, send the impression to the lab, and the restoration is made from the lab, right? So, if you want to have a good restoration, the first important thing is that a good communication with the lab, that too including high quality impressions. And what we have to do to get a good quality impression? It is the thorough knowledge about the materials, their properties, and manipulation techniques. We will now go with some of the terminologies. I have compiled some terminologies. You can read it from the slides, and it is important to quote the correct definition if it is asked for an essay, and you have to quote whether it is a GPT 8, and if you can do it, you can go for GPT 9 definition also. We have terminologies like impression, impression tray, impression material, and impression techniques. Okay. Now, we will go with the properties of ideal impression. What are ideal properties should we have for an impression? It should complete its plasticity before cure. It should have sufficient fluidity so that it can record every fine details. The ability to wet the oral tissues. It should be dimensionally accurate and stable. It should complete elasticity after cure. And it should also have optimal stiffness. So what are the different impression materials that we use in fixed partial dentures? We have the hydrocolloid, which can be reversible or irreversible. As you know, reversible is alternate and irreversible is agar. And of course, elastomeric impression materials like polysulfide, adhesion silicone, condensation silicone, and polyether. You have studied all these impression materials in your second year and you will be well versed about all these things. But still, we will just rush through, that is the composition, advantage and disadvantage of these impression materials for this completion sake. Agar, it was introduced in 1925 by Alpheus Polar, which was then modified for the dental profession in 1928 in the name Dentacarbon. It is available as a syringe and tray material. It has a composition as agar, borax, potassium sulfate, water, alkyl benzoate, colors and various flavors. So the advantages include accurate reflection of the surface details, hydrophilic material, so it can be used well with saliva and blood. It displays moisture, blood and fluids. It's inexpensive. No custom tray or adhesive is required and no mixing is required. Disadvantage: initial expense is very high because it requires special equipment. Material has to be prepared in advance. It tears. Please look into it. It is not tear, it is tear. It should not. Main disadvantage is that it tears easily. It is dimensionally unstable and hence it has to be poured immediately and only a single cast can be poured. And it is difficult to disinfect. Next is alginate, which is irreversible hydrochloride. It was developed as a substitute for agar when the agar impression material becomes scarce because of World War II. Some of the examples include Selgan, Cheltrate, coalginate, Integra, etc. And if you see for the composition, it is sodium or potassium alginate, calcium sulfate dihydrate, potassium titanium fluoride, zinc oxide, diatomaceous earth and sodium phosphate. Here we have the setting reaction. It is called the gelation process where the sodium alginate reacts with the calcium sulfate in the presence of water to form calcium alginate and sodium sulfate. Advantages include it is inexpensive, it is easy to use, again it is hydrophilic, displays moisture, blood and fluids, and it can be used with stock trays. Disadvantages: it tears easily, it is dimensionally unstable and hence it has to be poured immediately, and as for agar only single cast can be made. It has less detailed reproduction, unacceptable for working, cast or fixed prosthodontics. High permanent deformation can be there due to synovitis and imbibition, and it is difficult to disinfect. It doesn't mean that it cannot be disinfected. With proper agents it can be disinfected, and it has to be disinfected before sending to the lab. Regarding the non-aqueous elastomeric impression materials, they are synthetic rubbers which mimic natural rubber. Initially they were called as rubber impression materials and currently referred as elastomers or elastomeric impression materials. They are classified as polysulfide, silicons and polyether, where the silicons can be condensation silicons or adhesion silicons. Polysulfide was the first elastomer to be used as for dental impressions. Examples: Permelastic, Omniflex, Coflex, etc. And they were available in three viscosities, say light body, medium body and heavy body. It consists of polysulfide polymers, lithopon and titanium dioxide, dibutyl phthalate and 0.5% sulfur. Advantage include it has long working time, high tear resistant, inexpensive and long shelf life. Disadvantage: requires custom tray, it must be poured immediately, it is potential for significant distortion, it has odor that offends patient, and it can stain and mess clothes, and second pour is less accurate. Silicons, as we said earlier, we have condensation and adhesion. Condensation silicon base is based on condensation reaction, which is polymerization reaction in which polymer chains grow simultaneously and a reaction byproduct is formed. Here the reaction byproduct is ethanol. It is also available in three viscosities like light body, medium body and putty body. It is supplied as paste where there is two paste in collapsible tubes, or it is supplied as putty in jars. Base paste consists of hydroxyl terminated polydimethyl siloxane prepolymer and silica as filler. The reactor, it has orthoethyl silicate and stannous octet. It has better elastic properties. It is clean and pleasant. It can be used with a stock tray, and we have good working and setting time with this. Disadvantage, it is permanent deformation, is very high. It has very poor dimensional stability. There is more chances for shrinkage, and rather it is hydrophobic. Addition silicons, they are frequently called polyvinyl siloxane or vinyl polysiloxane impression materials. They are supplied in four viscosities, that is light body, medium body, heavy body and putty. Base paste consists of hydroxyl terminated polymethyl siloxane prepolymer and colloidal silica as the filler. And the reactor, we have the polyvinyl siloxane prepolymer, colloidal silica and chloroplatinic acid as the catalyst. They have excellent reproduction of surface details. They are highly accurate and dimensionally stable. It can be kept for 1 week without pouring. That is, the pouring can be done even after a week. It can be used with stock or custom trays. Multiple casts can be made. It is very easy to mix and it has a pleasant odor. Disadvantage, it is expensive. It has very short working time, lower tear strength, and there is possible hydrogen gas release. But in today's more modern preparations, it is found that the hydrogen gas release is very less. And also it is a slight hydrophobic nature, which is now made hydrophilic in many materials, like we have materials from Dentsply, which is called Accusil or something like that. And in such companies, we have addition silicon with good hydrophilicity. Polyether, it was introduced in Germany in late 1960s. It is available as a base and accelerator in collapsible tubes. In accelerator, tube is usually smaller, and it was earlier supplied as a single viscosity. There are polyether which are supplied in 2 tube or 3 tube also. In 3 tube method, the third tube, it contains a thinner which is provided along with the other 2 tubes. They are available in 3 viscosities, say light body, medium body and heavy body. Base paste consists of imine terminated prepolymer, silica, glycol ether or phthalate. A reactor paste, it has alkyl aromatic sulfonate ester, silica and phthalate. It is highly accurate, good dimensional stability, is hydrophilic, good surface details. It can be poured within a week as that of addition silicon. Multiple casts can be formed. It has good wettability and shelf life. And the disadvantages, it is more expensive than other impression materials. It has very short working time. It is rigid and hence it is very difficult to remove from the undercuts. It has a bitter taste, low tear strength, and it can absorb water and cause changes in the dimension. Next is the impression techniques. It include stock tray or custom tray technique. In both we have the double mix and the single mix method. Then we have the closed bind double arch technique, copper band technique and the reversible hydrocolloid technique. So we will start with stock tray impression technique. It is also called putty wash technique. It can be done by either double mix or a single mix technique. And the procedure is: first, place the patient in a supine position, select a tray based on the relative need for retention and personal preference, and also according to the shape and size based on patient's R shape and size. Now, we will coat the tray with an adhesive on the inside area and the rim area. Now, mix the high viscosity putty impression material according to the manufacturer's instruction. This putty material is then rolled into a horseshoe and it is inserted into the stock impression tray. The impression in the tray is now covered with a sheet of polythene which acts as a spacer for the light body. Insert and seat the tray with a rocking motion. Hold and wait until initial set. Remove it from the mouth with minimal sideward movement. Wait and touch for the final set. How can we set for that? How can we see whether it is reached its final set? It is when a fingernail impression rebounds completely. Sorry, this is not finer, this is finger. Now, peel off the spacer and remove the excess impression material with a sharp knife. Now, let's see how we are going to make a final impression, and for that we need a light body. And this method that I am talking now is an old method when we are having two separate paste, that is the reactor paste and the main paste, base paste actually. Okay. In this, we will choose a large mixing pad approximately 6 by 8 of inch. You can see it here. Choose a spatula that is long enough to pick up and mixed impression material, yet sufficiently pliable to mix the material against the pad. Okay. Now mix the low viscosity impression material according to the manufacturer's instruction. First, use a circular motion joining the two strands and a figure of 8 motion to blend and flatten the mixture on the mixing pad. While flattening the mixture, limit the number of times you lift the spatula from the pad because it will help in reducing the number of voids in the mixture. Now what will we do? We will load the low viscosity impression material onto a syringe. You can see the syringe here, and syringe in the inaccessible area first. Example, distolingual linac. Now we will see the tray with the heavy body impression we have made earlier and wait for the final set. Now remove the tray parallel to the preparation path of withdrawal. The impression is now evaluated for the finish lines and for any distortion and tear. Of course, this method is little cumbersome, but now we are not doing all these methods because now we have the base paste and the reactor paste or the catalyst paste in a collapsible syringe. I'll show you here. Okay. Here, in the first picture, you can see the putty material which is available in two different containers, from which we have to take it in each according to the manufacturer's instructions and blend it properly with our hand. Okay. And this was the final impression that we have made earlier. We made it using a spatula and a mixing pad because it was available in two different paste. Okay. Nowadays it is available, that is the paste, which are paste we have? We have the accelerator paste and the base paste. Both these paste we have in the collapsible form. Okay. Either we can use it with this gun and inject it to a mixing pad and then spatulate. Otherwise, what we can do is, we have something like this. These are the mixing tips. We can attach this mixing tip onto the collapsible tube, and when we use a gun to inject it, while the two paste mixes here, and when they are extruded through this spiral nozzle, it get mixed. Okay. Only thing that we have to keep in mind is that while we are using a gun, the thing we have to do is that for the first time when we are using a collapsible tube, a first few material, say from here to here, that we have to deject. It is called bleeding, because at that area the mixing will not be proper. Okay. So now we have to inject it to the inaccessible areas, and which it will be difficult with such big orifice. So what we can do, we have some micro tips like this that can be attached. You can see here, it can be attached to this and can be used, and it is pretty easy to use because all the mixing can be reduced. In single mixing technique, for this stock tray, single mix, insert the low viscosity impression material into the prepared area. The putty material is loaded into the stock tray and is positioned over the arch. We should take care to seat the tray from the posterior to anterior, which allows the excess to extrude anteriorly. Now apply force in a vertical direction until further seating is impossible. Now evaluate the final position and adjust the tray quickly if it is necessary. The main problem with this technique is that when we are applying the or injecting the light body onto the prepared tooth area, and in next step we are positioning the tray over the arch with the putty material in it. When we pressurize the putty material, it can always displace the light body on the prepared area. To overcome this, what we can do is, as we done in before technique, make the putty material into a horseshoe and keep it in the stock tray. Afterwards, at the area where there is prepared area, that is the tooth preparation is done, in that area we will make a small dish there and we will fill light body into that dish. At the same time, we will apply the light body onto the prepared tooth also, and we will continue with this technique. The main aim of this technique is that after making the impression, the prepared area along with the finished line should be in the light body. Okay. Next step is evaluating the final impression. So what all things we will see for the evaluation of the final impression. The elastomeric material should be present 0.5 mm beyond the visible finished line. Note for the presence of burr marks, junction of smooth root surface and continuous finish line. There should not be any shiny smooth areas because if present they suggest moisture contamination. There should be no tray show through any areas of the impression except at the tissue stops. There must not be any voids present because it suggests mixing problems or any contaminations. There should be no thin areas leaving the finish line unsupported because these areas can distort under the weight of the stone. Now we will go on to custom tray fabrication for elastomeric impression. This is using, first one was using stock tray and now we will make a custom tray for that. Okay. Here we can see, now we will mark the border of the tray on the diagnostic cast with a pencil. Approximately it should be 5 millimeter apical to crust of the free gingiva. Okay, it will look almost like this. Now adapt a wax spacer to the diagnostic cast, preferably 2 layers of 2.5 millimeter thickness approximately. Now we will prepare with the Lacrams cover. We can prepare tray straps. You can see the tray straps are prepared here. Now apply a layer of tin foil over the wax. Now we can mix the autopolymerized acrylic resin according to the manufacturer's recommendation. It can be done either by salt and pepper method, or it can be by using a Dow method. Any method is suitable. After that, we have to make a tray handle. You can see tray handle is made here. The borders are trimmed and the tray is finished and polished. It is always better if you make a lateral wing, which can make us help in easy removal of the tray. Now, when we are using paste, two different paste, we have to prepare the syringe. Otherwise, we can use the collapsible tubes with the gun, and we can make the final impression. What will we do here is, using a gun and a collapsible tube or a syringe, we will inject the material onto the prepared tooth surface here. At the same time, we will mix the high viscosity material and will be placed in the custom tray, and it is seated in the mouth. After final set, the impression is removed and it is evaluated. Here we can see, this is what I told you earlier, the prepared tooth area and the whole of the finish line should be in the light body, and it should not be with the putty body. Okay. Now, this is closed by double arch method. It is also called dual quadre, double arch method, triple arch method, acubite method, and also closed mouth impression. So let's see what are the requirements for this. We will need a articulator for providing a positive stop, or there should be sufficient teeth to maintain the vertical dimension. There should be sufficient space distal to the terminal tooth in the arch to allow the tray approximation. Advantages: maximum intercuspation position is captured, less impression material is needed, and there will be less gagging. Disadvantage: the tray is not rigid. It is limited to one casting per quadrant. The distribution of impression material is not uniform. Here you can see the tray, and we have to keep it here. That's why it was telling that we need space in the distal area for keeping this impression. Now we will evaluate the fit of the tray in the patient's mouth. Observe the complete bilateral closure and patient's comfort. Make the patient practice till he or she is familiar with the task. Mix the low viscosity material and load the syringe, or either we can use the collapsible tube. The high viscosity material used in the tray, and after the low viscosity material syringed in the tray is positioned onto the arch. Instruct the patient to close the mouth and observe for the interdigitation on the opposite arch, and wait for the material to set. Now instruct the patient to open the mouth and remove the tray by applying equal pressure bilaterally and evaluate the impression. This is what we are getting with this technique. Another technique is copper band or tube method. This is not a commonly used method. So why should we need this method? This is to reduce the number of impressions that we are making, because in some cases when we are doing multiple tube preparations, we will be getting vague margins on one or two preparation which is not adequately replicated in the impression. So we will need to go for multiple impressions. In such cases, we can use copper band method. So how will we go about that? A copper band is selected and annealed by heat on a flame and quenching in alcohol. Mark the finish line with the explorer and round off the edges. Evaluate the fit and cut orientation hole on the facial surface to know which surface we are using. We can see here the copper band with the orientation holes on the facial surface, and here we can see that the finish line area is trimmed here. Now we will evaluate the fit of the copper band. How we will evaluate it? The circumference of the copper band must be such that it will fit over the preparation and still project into the gingival crevice. However, the band should not be oversized as it will impinge on the gingival tissues. Now, next step is preparation of a compound plug. For this, we will be using a green stick compound that is heated on a Bunsen flame. Warm the compound mass and fill the copper tube approximately the top third of the copper band. Seat and orient on the preparation and compress excess into the band. Thing to care here is that the compound should just touch the occlusal or the incisal surface. Remove and evaluate the impression. Only the occlusal surface should be impressed. Now we will remove 0.2 mm of the compound to create sufficient space for the heavy body polyvinyl silicon. Now we will drill a hole through the center of the compound plug. Coat the internal surface sparingly with adhesive. Clean and isolate the preparation. Mix the heavy viscosity material and inject it into the band and position it on the tube. Now we will wait for the material to set, then remove the band and inspect the impression. And it will almost look like this. Next is the agar technique, and for this we need what we say the thermostatically controlled water bath, which has 3 compartments: liquefaction bath, storage bath and the tempering bath. We will use rim lock trays with stops. So we will select the correct size of water cooled impression trays, place small modeling compound or prefabricated stops in the tray to prevent overseating. Now we will fill the impression tray with heavy body material from the storage bath and place it in the tempering bath. Load the syringe material and replace it in the storage bath. Okay. Now carefully remove the retraction cord and flood the tooth with water. Inject the syringe material on the tooth, that is, we have to cover it entirely. Remove the impression tray from the bath, wipe with gauze and place it in the mouth. After seating perfectly, the cold water is circulated through the tray until the impression material is set. Now we will remove the impression with a rapid motion, wash it with cold water and evaluate for the accuracy. And this is how it will see the final impression with agar material. We can even combine agar and alginate, and it is called laminate technique or agar alginate combination technique. And please make a note that this is a short note for you. Here what we need is the agar tray material, the agar syringe material as we have seen earlier, and so cooled alginate. Okay, so how will we go with that? Let's see. After injecting the syringe agar onto the area to be recorded, the impression tray containing a mix of chilled alginate, that is the main thing here, it should be chilled alginate, that will bond with the syringe agar on positioning over it. How it works, it is so simple that the alginate gels by chemical reaction, we have seen it earlier, whereas the agar gels by means of contact with the chilled alginate rather than the water circulating through the tray. So in this case, we doesn't need a special tray that we use for agar method, that is water cooled tray. We can use a normal stock tray with this method. So the advantages are that there is less air bubbles, water cooled trays are not required, and it sets faster than the regular agar technique. This is another technique, and it's a relatively new technique, and it is called wet field technique. The areas that are to be recorded are actually flooded with warm water. Now, the syringe material is induced quickly, liberally, and in bulk, but make sure it is introduced only to cover the occlusal or incisal areas and not the entire prepared area. While the syringe material is still liquid, the tray material is seated. So what happens? The hydraulic pressure of the viscous tray material forces the fluid syringe hydrochloride down into the areas that is to be recorded. And this motion displaces the syringe material as well as blood and debris throughout the surface. So, to summarize, a good impression is an exact replica of each prepared tube, and it should include adequate amount of the unprepared surfaces adjacent to the margin. Impression technique and material should be selected on the basis of biologic factor dictated by the anatomy and physiology of the mouth, dictated by the orofacial tissues. Even though there are innumerable techniques and procedure for impression making, it is the responsibility of the dentist to select the best possible procedure based on sound knowledge and for achieving the best possible result for the patient. Thank you for your kind listening, and I want you to go through the slides again and again, and of course to make notes of the same. Once again, I request you to keep social distancing and stay safe and secure. Now it's time for us to fight against Corona and COVID, and not only that, we have to also to fight against your university examinations. So let's do it together, and I think now I can switch back into my mask. So thank you very much.